everybody, this is Aaron with Geeks of the Web. I'm here with some of the developers for a small little game that's come out in the last week or so now, Vicious Circle. If you want to go first, I guess, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. I'm Michael Hadwin. I'm the creative director on the project, and also I run the games team here at Rooster Teeth.
I'm Casey Nanellen. I'm the lead designer.
Awesome, and thank you guys first of all for taking the time out and letting us talk to you about Vicious Circle. This is the first video game, I believe, by Rooster Teeth Games, or is this the second one?
The second one we've developed internally, and the fourth one we've published, I suppose.
Sure, yeah. As well as, video games internally, we did our Ruby game first.
Yeah.
And that did really well. This is our second internally developed video game, but we've also done several tabletop games. G1 Hunter Heist, Ruby Combat Ready, $1 Million Butt. What am I missing? Oh, we just did the Death Battle game too. So.
Oh, nice.
So we do, all kinds of different games. So.
Awesome. Well, that's really cool. So kind of want to go straight into it. Well, first thing I kind of watched some of that Vicious Summer, and Brian was on there, and he mentioned the game started off as something completely different and has evolved into this now, which is, I guess the best way to describe it, an uncooperative cooperative game. So, what kind of journey is that? Like, how do you go from one thing to another, essentially? What did it start off as?
Well, Casey, answer that one.
Sure, yeah. It was a lot more of like a more serious tone originally. Very like hard sci-fi, almost like survival horror. A lot closer to like the pace of a game like Alien Isolation.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Than the pace of what we have today, which is much, much faster.
Yeah. Okay.
And so from the beginning, one of the like really central things we always had, kind of like our North Star, was this idea of when you die as a human or mercenary, you switch to the other side, and now you're an alien, and you're pitted against the people that you were previously working alongside, kind of.
Yeah.
And it was really like the difficulty of making an experience like that balanced. Not just balanced, but like make it feel competitive still at every point along the gameplay loop. That led me to make some of the design choices we've arrived at today. And one really big step in that was changing it from the mercenaries win as a team, the humans win as a team, to it's kind of everyone for themselves. So what was really like more of a cooperative, full team cooperative game to uncooperative, where like you kind of need to work together, but really it's every man for himself.
Right. Okay, well that's really cool. It sounds like it was a nice little fun journey getting there and trying to find the niche that you're looking for. With that, I'm glad you kind of talked about like the aliens and stuff. So what brought the characters to life? What made you guys think of like Blitz and everybody and the giant chicken? Like, come on.
Well, I think once we switched from very serious, this Casey's original inspiration was Alien and The Thing, very serious sci-fi stuff. So we in the early stages we were really designing very, very horrific, cool-looking, slick, aliens, like way out there, far future kind of stuff.
It was going to be like Dead by Daylight,
but
in space.
Yeah, but in space it's like really photorealistic kind of aliens, and our own version of xenomorphs and all that other stuff. But once we decided to make the switch of like, let's just make this more fun and comedy. It's probably what our audience wants anyway from Rooster Teeth. The sky was the limit at that point. We're like, what if the main alien was just a big chicken monster? You know what I mean? And so it was easy for us to start making those decisions, and we knew we had this cast of mercenaries, so we really just started thinking about archetypes, we got our bad boy character, and that's Blitz, We've got our space marine kind of guy, that's Captain Boom. We've got our assassin, dark shadowy chick, and that's Zella, And lastly, we gotta have a robot in the mix, So we had Crash and Burn, and they're more of a buddy team. But for us, it was more of like, what do we think is appealing? What's different? There's so many games out there. It's sometimes hard to navigate when you're trying to create your own special character, because everybody can always say, "Oh, that's like this character. That's like this character." But we were trying hard to be different and something that wasn't something that was unique.
Right.
Yeah.
Gameplay archetypes too. Like Blitz, we always had like there was gonna be the fast guy. There was gonna be the kind of like middle of the road guy, the rocket launcher guy, the sneaky guy.
Mm-hmm.
And those are kind of like
Yeah, so as he would say, you know, like I kind of want a fast guy, we would start working on, you know, like what could support, you know, a guy that moves fast on it.
Right.
So,
Okay, so that's really cool. Now, one thing I like to do is I like to break everything up a little bit with some like random questions. What's a good taco place in Austin?
Taco place?
Yeah.
Taco Deli, right? I
yeah,
mean,
Taco Deli is what I swear by.
Just we swear about? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's tons of them. It's like hard to throw anybody else under the bus, but I think Taco Deli has probably the best flavor. Tyson's Tacos too on Airport. I mean, really, really good. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Torchy's also has really good tacos.
Mm.
They're just kind of a different style. I mean, there's like a whole bunch of other really good tacos that
Yeah.
like Veracruz All Natural
Okay.
on Cesar Chavez. Supposedly that's one of the best. They have a really good like migas breakfast taco.
I'm gonna check these other places out because one thing I have done, because again we're from San Antonio, you know, who has the better tacos?
Yeah.
You know, there's always the arguments. We've come up a couple times and tried some tacos.
I mean, you would think just
Tried.
because San Antonio is further south, you're gonna have an advantage.
Think sometimes the places are not so good, so you gotta find the right places for both cities, I guess. Though, so I always like to ask random questions.
Yeah.
So, one other thing now too with the games now lately, you know, a lot of the politics have gotten into it with like loot crates. Do you guys ever see Vicious Circle going that route, or is there somewhere on the route that y'all are gonna end up going that route with, you know, behind, maybe like paywalls like that or something that effect of a loot crate? No.
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 Yeah, I mean, no, we always wanted to. We didn't set the game up to be a free-to-play game, you know, because that requires a whole lot of extra design thinking and, you know, even just your biz model and all that type of stuff. We just wanted to make a game that we felt like was worth $20, which was, you know, kind of an indie price, and then grow it from there. You know, like even our Battle Pass, Season Pass, whatever you want to call it, is free. You know, whereas Fortnite did the model of it's free to play, but you have to pay for all the other extra stuff. For us, we're like, let's just kind of charge a cover charge just so that we can keep developing and making cool stuff, and that's our plan. We want to keep making cool stuff as long as we can, as long as we have an audience, you know, and we want to, you know, keep supporting them with new stuff. We're working on tons of stuff for an upcoming, you know, drop, and so, yeah.
So I know right now, on the Vicious Summer, that you guys have a 2-season plan right now up to I think the fourth quarter of this year. Do you guys hope it's going to keep going after that though? Are you going to try to support it, like you said, as long as people are playing it, kind of thing?
Sure, for sure. I mean, like we've always planned once the game launched to have a 12-month, you know, live operation, you know, just to support it. But you know, it really depends on if there's fans there and they're still enjoying it. You know what I mean? You know, so.
Well, that's good. That's cool though. So, kind of answered the other question, but one thing I do want to ask, because I know some of the Rooster Teeth people did voices for everybody. So how did y'all pick those kind of people? Like, you know, Jeff, I believe, is Blitz. Barbara is somebody, I believe, as well.
Yeah, they just demanded it.
They just came, we're doing this.
Yeah, they just came to us and said, yeah, this is gonna happen. No, not at all. I think that was just a combination of maybe Casey and I just kind of thinking about who we had available. We're a small indie team within Rooster Teeth, and so our budgets aren't crazy, you know, like, so we can't go after the Nolan Norths of the world or you know, those kind of folks. But what's cool about Rooster Teeth is because we do all the animated properties, there's lots of voice actors that are just here and they work for Rooster Teeth, you know. Yeah. So it allowed us to not only support ourselves internally, but maybe not have the cost of a Nolan North or whoever else. Although Captain Boom is voiced by an incredible voice actor, Dave Finoy, you know.
Oh, nice.
But no, that was really us just thinking like, well, who's available, who would bring some energy to it, and we always thought, again, that bad boy image of Blitz, that's Jeff Ramsey, you know. Our crew chief, you know, Starsky, that's Bernie, because he is kind of a crew chief of Rooster Teeth, and Matt Helm is Big Sauce, you know. It just, for us, it just kind of made sense, you know. We did like light auditions, but we were always like, you know, Barbara's going to be Zella, you know, but we did some light auditions for it.
Okay.
Yeah, like when we were doing concept for Blitz, like I think had already pretty much
We
figured
always
it out.
just have one. This is Jeff Ramsey, you know, yeah.
As you're making, you have a picture of Jeff there. Yep.
There's even lines for each character that kind of reference other characters that those voice actors play for the
Really?
Rooster Teeth properties.
Oh, nice little Easter egg right there.
Yeah, like there's a red versus blue reference
For Starsky.
for Blitz.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why we're all here. That
There's
one.
like a Ruby
Oh, nice.
reference for Crash.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I didn't catch any of that, honestly.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to actually pay attention to that part. So, you guys get to work with these guys, and you guys got to pick your, the voice actors, essentially. Who was y'all's favorite one to work with? Voice actors. I know it's kind of like picking a favorite child kind of thing, but it's like, who's your favorite one to work with when it was doing the voice work?
Gonna make us choose.
Hey, I did the same thing with Jeff when I talked to him.
I don't know, man. I had a lot of fun watching Jeff Ramsey in there, just really digging into the Blitz character, But then again, I mean, I really enjoyed watching Lindsey Jones and Michael Jones play Crash and Burn. Like, that was hilarious. They
Play
actually,
off of each other.
at one time, both got, we did them separately, but then they were like, let's get in there together, and that was just hilarious to watch because, I mean, they're a married couple,
Yeah.
and then they were feeding off each other, and,
I gotta say, the one that blew me away the most was Dave Fennoy.
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true,
we weren't
yeah.
in the room with him. We were like video
Through his-
conferencing
through- yeah.
with him as he recorded, and
But he just nailed it.
it was incredible.
Like, every
just
line.
to see him like come alive like that.
Yeah.
Like that guy is a pro.
Yeah.
That's
That's-
awesome.
that's
That'd
true,
be an
yeah.
experience.
So they were all cool. I mean, just little moments throughout the whole thing. It was really fun to watch. We had these designs and animated them the whole bit, and then that voice just brings it all together. It's really cool.
Right. Because it gives it that life to it.
Yeah.
Essentially. Let's see. So the other thing is, I know you guys said it started off as, kind of that alien kind of vibe to it, and it's become this vibrant, colorful thing. What made y'all think of the concept of the uncooperative part, though? Because you got these very bright colors, but then you got that darker undertone of, I'm gonna go kill you, because I need to win. Why not go more realistic route with the graphics then?
Well, I think I can point you to one of the most like vicious, brutal games of all time. That is also very, very colorful, and that's Mario Kart.
Oh god. Mario Kart? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Fierce
I can see
competition.
yeah, this game has a lot of the same like DNA as Mario
Mm.
Kart, both in like the vibrant colors and just in how you can be right there about to win, and then you get blue shell, red shell, and then you fall off the track, and now you're in 8th place.
That's true.
I think for us, we were going photoreal in the beginning, but we have a very small team. Like I've got literally 2 environment guys, 2 character guys, 2 animators. So we had to pick an art style that was a little bit more simple. Something that we felt like, it doesn't have a lot of micro details, and people can't pick it apart and be like, that shirt doesn't look so photoreal. It needed to be a bit stylized so that we could, we'll meet our deadlines.
Right.
Because photorealistic stuff is, it takes a lot of time, and it's very kind of a AAA type thing. So, and we also just wanted to create something that was fun and colorful. To his point, yes, it is a shooter and people are being uncooperative, but we really wanted first glance for people like, that looks fun, because that really is. We're not trying to be some serious Halo, Call of Duty, super hyper competitive thing. It's a fun shooter, and the colors support that. So.
Cool. And then, so what came with the name Vicious Circle? Is it just because the uncooperative part, or did it start off with a different meaning behind it?
It was a part of that, if you think about the game and the way it works is, you start as a merc, you die as a dipper, you come back as a merc, you die again. It's like this complete vicious circle, or vicious cycle, as some people would say it. But it also fit into the lore, which is the vicious circle is actually a nickname for a massive black hole on the edge of space. And there's this crazy alien energy that's coming out of it. We call it nuggets. It's actually Zenite crystals, which is not really a thing. We just made it up. But everyone's out there competing for it, and fighting for it. It's a valuable resource. It's a lot like a gold rush kind of town.
Yeah.
So it's not only the name of the black hole, it's the vicious circle, because it'll chew you up and spit you out kind of thing. But it really describes the gameplay really well. So we went through a ton of name ideas.
For months.
Months and
Years.
months, yeah, for almost a year. I mean, the code name of it was always Ocelot. We just decided,
Ocelot.
Casey picked that name, and it was just like, well, we need just some kind of code name to call the property until we actually pick a name. So we went through, countless numbers of potential name ideas, and then this is the one that stuck the most, and so.
Yeah, it's a good name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the name to it. That's why I was kind of curious on it. And so what about the characters? So do they have lore behind them? Is there a reason they're here? Like a little little story for each one of them, kind of thing?
Sure do, yeah. I mean, we're hoping to here right now. We're just working on content, but we're hoping to do some character shorts, you know, to explain who is this guy and where did he come from. But yeah, there's lore for all of them. We probably should just maybe release some of that stuff on, you know, either the Steam page or whatever else. But you know, yeah, everyone's got a story. It's not like, you know, three novels worth, but everyone has why are they here and what's their motive and, you know, that kind of stuff.
Basically, they're people that are kind of like on the fringes
Yeah.
of society.
Okay.
That have either they're like crazy, like
Yeah.
Blitz is definitely crazy, or Boom is kind of the same way. He's just like he likes to fight.
Yeah, he's
He's
all the
been in
action.
every battle ever, and now this is like the next craziest thing he can choose to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, what made the concept of the chicken? Like, why, out of all creatures in the universe, a giant chicken?
I think that came from actually our lead concept artist, Josh Guglielmo. He's really good about just creating all these different ideas, you know, and then he did one that had like a bird beak or a comb or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, what if we somehow made it like a bird monster? I've never really seen like a crazy bird monster type thing. And we weren't really trying to create a rooster with teeth, you know, although it just kind of happened that way, you know. But it also just, you know, it made sense in this wacky universe that we're making.
I think Big Sauce came first, right?
But right, yeah, you know, the client that everybody's doing this job for is Big Sauce, and he actually is a fast food mogul. So he's got all these crazy alien creatures that he, you know, uses for food, and one of them is this like crazy space alien chicken, you know, and that became our mutated boss monster. You know?
That works, okay. And so, I know you guys commented about like Alien, the Thing. Is that where you guys got the idea for the Little Dippers? Is from like the Thing kind of concept, or is that just something y'all thought of?
That was another, like, we need a character that you can become when you die, you know, that's smaller and weak. And
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of the gameplay purpose for them, but thematically, they kind of started as like sentient sauce.
yeah, that's right.
A sentient sauce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which that's not really what they are now. They
No.
just call them dippers.
Mm.
But they kind of look like they're like saucy a little bit, and definitely earlier versions of them like looked more like they were made of this like dipping sauce
Yeah.
come to life, like an ooze, you know,
Yeah.
in D&D.
Okay. That makes sense, I guess. I'll go with that. And so, another question, random one. What about barbecue here? Is there a good barbecue place? I'm gonna throw other ones at you.
Style Switch. It's probably my new favorite barbecue place, Style Switch. I also like Ironworks down by the convention center. It's really good. What do you, man?
I like Rudy's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Gas station barbecue.
nothing fancy, but
Yeah.
it's just like a good, reliable place. You go get barbecue. You don't have to wait in line for 3 hours like at Franklin's.
Yeah. I mean, I've had Franklin's. I haven't waited in a line, but somebody's brought some back, and I'm like, that's pretty good, you know. But seriously, like, I don't know that it's worth that. I mean, it's awesome barbecue, obviously, you know, but I don't know if it's worth sitting in 3 hours.
I've never done it.
Yeah.
I've never done it.
You just send the intern to do it let them go. For
Yeah,
hours.
I think some people just do it for the experience, you know, to say, I did it, you know. You almost need a t-shirt when you do it, like say, I survived the line at Franklin's.
I'm sure they sell them.
Yeah, probably.
Right. So, what's the next step? Again, I know y'all have like the next couple seasons passed. Are y'all gonna do like skins for the characters next, or what's the next part you guys are gonna work on now with the game?
I mean, it really comes down to more characters and more maps. Those are like, that's what people want.
Right.
And they're difficult to make, but we're going to try to make as many as we can.
Okay.
So that's more mercenaries, definitely more monsters,
Mm-hmm.
and more maps.
And so right now,
Probably new events and maybe some new like kind of light game mode type stuff, and new gadgets and things like that. Different ways to get nuggets.
okay. So I know right now, I don't know how many people out there played it yet. Hopefully you have. But how many maps and mercenaries are there right now in Monsters?
There's 4 mercenaries, 4 maps, one big monster, Peggy Sue, the chicken, and then one little monster, the Little Dipper.
Okay. And so you're hoping to make more like the main monster kind of thing, or y'all gonna go for something smaller too?
We may eventually make smaller monsters. They're like symbiotes is like at least what we call them
That's just
internally.
a term we throw around a lot, you know.
Yeah, because you possess someone and take them.
Yeah.
We may eventually make another one of those, but making more choices for the big monster is really the top priority.
Okay. And then kind of going with like what you said, the monsters and everything. I know right now it's uncooperative, and I know you said you might do some events later. Is there other plans for more of a cooperative mode, or is it going to always stay this uncooperative kind of fighting idea?
I think we'll just have to try some different things and see what works. I wouldn't like completely rule it out, but definitely the main point of the game is to be uncooperative.
Right.
So I think that whatever we do, that DNA is going to be in there.
Okay. And is there one thing you're looking forward to that y'all are developing right now? Is there a certain character you're like, yeah, I'm excited for, or anything, or right now you just want to get the game where it's solid, where it's going?
Well, the new monster and the new map we got in development right now, both look really, really promising.
Awesome. And what time frame do I have those roughly coming out? Anything?
We hope in the next. And it's hard to say like, oh, it's going to be the next couple of months, but we're hoping in the next couple of months. You know, we're a small team, you know, so it takes us a little while. But also, just with a map, you know, it really takes a while to like get that map just right. You know, lots and lots of testing. Oh, you know what, this hallway needs to go away, or this door's not big enough, and all that type of stuff. So a lot of it is less about us making it pretty and really trying to make sure it's a really solid map. And same thing on the new mercenary. We have one in production right now. I'm gonna go ahead and tell them what it is. It's a mechanic kind of character.
Okay.
And she's a female character, has this kind of like grease gun and flamethrower type ability, you know. So we're having a lot of fun with it, but it's really prototypey right now, and you know, who knows, maybe 2 months from now, oh, we switched it to this other person that worked out better, but that's game dev, you know.
Right.
So we have another character. I'm gonna spoil it too again, you know. Is that a kind of a mad scientist type character, and so we're playing around with 2 of those and trying to see which one of those mercenaries gets solid first. I mean, is that fair, Casey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's cool. So I know right now, like we've talked a little bit about it, like there might be some lore to it, you know, for each character later on. Is there anything that y'all are going to make more of an animation with that possibly, or is that just going to stick with, here's a little paragraph about each kind of character?
I'd love to. I mean, it's always been my secret plan from the beginning was to create a franchise. You know, Casey's made this awesome game around the Vicious Circle franchise, but I would love to see it grow into animated series, comic books, you name it. You know, so yeah, we're hoping that, you know, things continue to go well, you know, and we keep growing an audience to the point where they just kind of demand like, where's our animated series? When are our Vicious Circle animated series? And we do already have people, you know, spoilers, just playing around with ideas, high level, like, hey, if we were to do this, what would be a story arc, you know? And so a lot of that stuff's bouncing around right now. So that makes me excited, but I don't, you know, who knows whether or not it'll actually go into production, but you know, it's just fun to see that some of our top writers are taking the franchise and exploring stuff, you know, so it's fun.
Cool. I mean, what about you? Any big ideas you would like to see come to life from it, though, or like the same kind of idea you'd like to see comics and all that too,
or for like an animated series kind of thing?
Yeah, like would you want more of an animated series, or would you rather have more of a comic book, or would you just as long as it's growing, you're happy kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think as long as it drives people to the game, that's what I'm most interested in.
You just want to go. Okay.
I mean, at a minimum level, I think something like the Team Fortress 2, you know, meet the sniper kind of videos would be a really great place to start. But we'll see what they come up with.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I want to thank you both for your time. Again, you know, Vicious Circle, guys, check it out. It's already on Steam. You can go ahead and download it. It's $20, I believe. So, guys, please go check it out. Please go buy it. Support the game. And again, thank you guys for your time. And thank you, Geeks Elite, for letting me come here. I appreciate everything. And thank you, guys.